Hello everybody, Demon Red Mist here, with lap guide for Dynamic GT League's Thor series for race 4 at Spa. I'm going to try and rush through this as quick as I can. Okay, a couple of things to remember. Number one, remember that what I show you here is relevant to doing a race stint in the DGT THOR series. So even if you think you can brake later at a corner, bear in mind I'm showing you where to brake so that you can do it over the course of a stint rather than just one lap. Also, take notice of how much steering angle I either do or do not use. It will be very, very important. Now what I will say is I haven't done any practice or warm-up. I did 3 laps around here last Thursday, and that's all I've done recently. So yeah, verbally I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. Visually I might struggle a bit, but let's have a look. Okay, so I'm going to have the warm-up lap to do anyway, the outer lap, so I'll try and tell you a few things to do on that. Make sure you get off the steering when you want to put the power down out of the exit of 1. And remember, for Eau Rouge up the hill, don't get on the curb on the right. So stay next to it. You can use a bit of the curb on the left, no problem, and it is flat out. Keep your wheel as straight as you can down here. Now the braking point is going to be about 125 metres, I reckon. Okay, maybe not. Start the curb. We'll see how we get on with that. 3rd gear through these corners. Don't be on the steering too much if you're on the power. Don't brake late down here. Brake before the start of the curb. And I would recommend 2nd gear for turning, 3rd gear for exit. And I'd stay in 3rd gear more than likely for a smooth transition through there. Poo on, very quick. Lift off, start the curb, and we're going to be turning in about the 50-metre marker board, and then we'll be flat out as soon as we can. Difficult to really show that while I'm only warming up. Brake at the start of the curb. To be 3rd gear, don't turn in too soon. Don't you do too much power, because you don't run wide there. Keep it tight on the left. Don't get greedy here. Brake at the start of the curb, 3rd gear, on the power, and then we're flat out. Now although we're flat out down here, keep your steering as straight as you can. So really don't need to steer much at all. And then braking point, just before the 100 metres. 2nd gear, little dab of throttle. Don't get too much on the power, too much steering. Okay, let's see if we can do a lap. We're going to be braking about the 100 metre marker point. 2nd gear. And as I said, you want to be on the power nice and early, perhaps transition into it, but you've got to get off the steering. You can use the curb on the left, just don't get on the curb on the right, and then you can use the curb on the left and steer it as straight as possible. Brake at the start of the curb. Bear in mind with slipstream we'd have to brake earlier. Just don't get greedy here. Do a nice little lift before you turn in there, then you can get on the power early. Brake before the start of the curb. 2nd gear on the way in. 3rd gear on the way out. Stay in 3rd. Nice little lift off and then early on the power. Let's see what we do then. Okay, lift off at 50, turn in, and we're comfortably flat after that. Okay, we're going to brake just before the start of the curb. Let the car slow down. Nice big lift there. Brake before the start of the curb. 1/3 gear, not 2nd, that was my bad. And then flat out. Now bear in mind with a bit of dirty air, you may have to do little lifts in places. But again, keep the steering as straight as you can here. going to brake about the 100 metres. Okay, I'm going to say we're going to want to brake before the 100 metres. Because I was running a little bit wide on the exit. Okay, so brake 100 metres. Second gear. Feed the power on once I'm straighter on the steering. Full throttle. Use the curb on the left, avoid the curb on the right, use the curb on the left, nice and straight on the steering. Get the turn done, nice and straight on the steering. Okay, brake at the start of the curb, third gear. Little bit of throttle off the throttle, little bit of throttle, little lift, nice and flat out. You can use third gear on the way in here, only use second if you're struggling. Right, let's see if we can push this one a little bit. So we'll lift off at 50, turn in at the end of the curb, that's perfect. So lift off at 50, turn in at the end of the curb, and you'll be fine. Brake before the curb. Okay, we only want third gear here, so only down one. Now you'll see that I've not got massive tyre wear. So looking at that tyre wear on about a 2-minute lap time, we should be good for 5 laps. Okay, I'm going to brake just before the 100 metres this time. That's better. Much better position now. Look, I'm not going to run wide. Woo! Too greedy on the throttle though. Okay, so I'm going to stop there because then I can hear myself. Right, so that final braking zone, I braked. I mean, it's the indicators flashing at about 140-ish. Braking before the 100 metre marker board allowed me to get a much tighter line into the first part of the chicane, which allowed me a much better entry into the second part of the chicane. I just got too greedy on the throttle with too much steering lock applied. Goes to show that even I can do that. What I've shown you though through the course of this couple of lap video though is stuff that will really help you around this track. I would not try braking late anywhere around here, it won't help you. So turn 1, 100 metres, get it slowed down to second gear, nicely tuck in the apex. Don't get too close to the wall though, because then you're going to end up going too slow. And get off the steering when you put the power down. Be nice and smooth through Eau Rouge onto the Camel straight, braking at the start of the curb, third gear, and again it's smooth through the chicane. The more aggressive you are, the more likely you are to spin. Again, smooth into the right-hander at the bottom of the hill. And then poo on. It's a very simple process. Approach it flat out, 5th gear, lift at 50, turn in at the end of the curb, flat out. If you go with that process, you'll be able to make the corner comfortably. If you're struggling to do that, you may find that you're perhaps lifting off too late, or turning in too soon, or lifting off for too long. So yeah, but anyway, and the rest of the lap is fairly self-explanatory. Right, have a good one everybody. I'm not going to be online for a few days, which is why I've done this sort of at a bit of a rush today. Have a good one, and I'll see you on Thursday for race day, guys. See you in a bit.